This AI art was created by Midjourney and took first place in the Colorado State Fair last year, but the US Copyright Office has ruled that this piece of artwork cannot be copyrighted. The problem is that the creator used generative AI to create the artwork, and copyright protections are not extended to artificial intelligence. One of the creator's strongest arguments to the Copyright Office was that he used over 624 prompts to manipulate what Midjourney provided. And he stressed the creative abilities necessary for someone to be able to do this. And in most of our minds, this would probably be a strong argument because it does require an extensive knowledge of prompts and creativity to actually write good prompts to get great AI artwork. But in the eyes of the US Copyright Office, and in the general legal consensus, being able to write creative AI prompts is not enough to warrant protection under the US copyright laws. The creator also argued that he used software such as Gigapixel to enhance the imagery and pixels of the AI art. And again, in the eyes of the US Copyright Office, this does not warrant the protection of copyright under US laws. And finally, he argued that he used Photoshop to create flaws in the image, and the US Copyright Office did give in and say that those portions of the image were able to be copyrighted, but not the entire image. In a similar instance, another creator used AI art to create all of the artwork in his comic book. And while he was able to copyright the comic book as a whole, with the images included, he was not able to copyright the individual images. This seems to mean that the US Copyright Office does lend some credence to the ability of humans to creatively organize these images while still maintaining that the artificial intelligence is creating the images and not the human, and thus not warranting copyright protections for the individual images. This growing legal consensus can be a huge problem for a lot of online businesses that depend on AI art generation, especially when it comes to the inability to copyright your artwork, because that means that anyone can take it and reuse it without any penalties, at least as far as my personal or layman's legal understanding goes. So if you have a print-on-demand store or you're using AI in some other fashion in your business and you want to make sure you're protected, here's what I suggest that you do. Instead of using AI art tools like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion to actually create your artwork, use them to create ideas for your artwork. Let's take the image that we started with in the beginning of this video. This creator could have taken this image after Midjourney created it, located a real artist, and commissioned the work to actually be created by hand, or actually created the work by hand themselves. And at this very moment, if no one's done so already, someone could theoretically paint this image right now, submit it to the US Copyright Office, and it would definitely be copyrighted because it was created by a human. So if you create AI artwork for your online business or you share online, make sure you use a watermark or something else to protect your work on a personal level. And if you want to make sure that your artwork is able to be copyrighted or trademarked or anything else, I suggest that you use AI art generation tools like Midjourney to simply create the ideas or framework, and then you create your own artwork from scratch using the AI artwork as an inspiration for your original artwork that can and will be protected by copyright laws because you created it. And if you go on platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, you can find plenty of graphic designers who are able to recreate this type of artwork, and those images can be copyrighted as well using Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, and other online tools. And if you choose to go that route, always make sure you get the source files so that you can inspect them and make sure that you're not receiving another AI art generation and you're actually receiving the work of a human being. Nothing in this video was legal advice, and the AI art legal consensus is constantly changing, so make sure you check with the lawyer in your state and country laws to see what you can copyright. But as of now, these are the most current rulings from the US Copyright Office. So take all of this into consideration when you're creating your AI artwork.